everybody, Keith here again. First in a little while. I've not had an awful lot happening, no repotting to do, and of course I don't do routine videos like Roger or Danny, so I just wait until there's something to do that might be a little bit different. And today it's potting up a keiki. This is a relatively small dendrobium. This is Hamana Lake Kumi, which I bought at the bought at the Bournemouth Society 60th show back in March. It has one new growth, but it's pretty weak compared to these two, which are the previous ones. But then again, there's one here which is quite close to it. So it's one of those things where I've got this on another one where it might actually be that this is not coming off the same end of the rhizome as these, and the next one, if it emerges from this end, we might very well see a tall one, whereas this side, where the previous one, which is that one, it's bigger than that. So I suspect that with these things they grow and they develop, and if they start again from the other end, they have to sort of develop in size, which is a curious sort of a thing when you think that these are supposed to have build the reserves up in the plant to support new growths. But anyway, we shall see all that in the fullness of time, no doubt. But the other thing about it, of course, is this came from Thailand. This is from Orchis Floriculture Inc. Floriculture Inc. rather. And in coming over in March, of course, it was stuffed into moss. It had to endure the flight out from Taiwan, and of course, coming halfway around the world, you don't know what phase of its life it was in. Then all of a sudden, it's in Europe, and the light's totally different. Never mind everything else about the temperatures and the humidities and all the rest of it. This thing's had to get used to England, and I'm quite sure England and Taiwan are fairly different in most categories. So what we've got here is quite a nice little keiki. I think it's ready for coming off. I think you can see here quite well. We've got a nice little rootstock. We've got 4 leaves. It looks like it's trying to terminate. I'm not surprised. It's not a big, doesn't seem to be a big grower. I mean, these tall growths aren't much over 150 or 6 inches or so. They're perhaps a little bit more, but not much more. So I'm going to take that off and pot it in a small thing. I've put some broken plastic sealing tile, polystyrene sealing tile in the bottom of that. I'm going to pot it in Burnham's orchid seedling compost, which I found with other Dendrobium keikis. Does them okay. It might not suit bigger ones, but the important thing is you've got to have a plant with roots that's going to get all the way through it and pull the moisture out. And to start with, it's very important you don't overwater it and you don't let everything drown. But some of the keikis from the Spring Dream that I've got have done really, really well in this, and it's roots through the bottom in no time flat. So without more ado, I want to take this off, and it should come sort of problem if I just wriggle it gently. There we are. That's come away nice and clean. I'm going to put some cinnamon on that. I've got some cinnamon here. Just going to put some on that. Try and help it to scar. To be honest, it doesn't seem as if it's going to be too much of a problem on the stem, but I'll put some on just as security as much as anything else. So that can now go back on the shelf in its thing, because I'm trying with this to keep it out of its out of the sunlight. I'll keep that on the rack just there. Right, I'm going to pot this lowish in the pot. I'm not sure, I wouldn't actually be better to use some coarse bark instead of that, or coarser bark. I've got some medium bark down here again from Burnham's. So I really don't want anything that's going to make any water stick in the bottom of here. But the other thing I can do is if I part fill the pot with bark, I can top it off with the seedling compost, and you won't have, I don't know if you can see very well, but if I put that half fill the pot with bark, I can then put some seedling compost on the top and then pack that in, and that plant is not going to sit in anything that's very soggy underneath. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll play now. This seedling compost is very fine. I'm sure I've shown you what it's like before, but it's bark and perlite and bark peat and perlite according to the bag, and as I say, it appears to work quite well with Dendrobium keikis. I'm not saying how long it will be good for them. So with this fine stuff, it's very easy for things to work their way straight back to the top. You have to start all over again. As I don't want this to be too deep. Now, is that going to want staking? Don't think so. I think that'll be all right. Now, that's pretty much done. I've just got to damp it gently with some water. But I'm hoping that will sort itself out, and its roots will run down into there and it'll stabilise itself. I'm not going to stake it for now. I'm not sure how much good it will actually do. So I'm going to leave it at that, and thank you for watching, and I'll keep everybody updated with progress. Now, talking about progress, before we go, I thought I would show you that weird growth again that is coming up on what may or may not be Sturbic red. It's the one that Roger's got that he feels is something else. I looked at the Inca website when I got this, and that's what they were saying it was. But it's a very bizarre looking thing. I mean, I've been looking at it with a jeweler's loupe just to try and see as much as I can. That is very definitely a new growth. What these others are, that one and this vertical one, I'm not honestly sure. They're not showing separation yet into leaves, but they are quite thick. So again, we'll sit and have a look at that. And the other thing, which is new to me this morning, this is Bulbophyllum Memoria Karen MacDonald. I got this from Burnham's at the Harlow Car Orchid Festival earlier in the year. It's in a holy clay pot, which I got from Burnham. Sarah makes these apparently. And I'm told that bulbophyllums do not like their roots disturbed at all. You repot these things as little as possible. And it was suggested to me by Arthur and Sarah at the time that the easiest thing to do with this was to take it out of its pot, because it was well ready for a repot, put it in this, lose as little of the medium it was in, which again is this seedling compost, so it's very water retentive, and then surround that plug with bark. And it seems to like it, because if you look under here, we've got roots quite happily going down into the bark. This is a problem, because this bit that's going off, it's putting roots out, but they're just not getting down far enough, and I'm really not sure what to do with that. So if anybody's got any suggestions, I'd be really pleased to hear them, because that almost looks like it's going to fail, simply because I can't get the roots anywhere. But they're not, the surprise is under here. We've got a new growth. I only spotted that this morning. It looks a bit pale because it's not come out from under the other leaves yet, but considering this is something that I really did not think I was going to be able to keep, I'm really quite chuffed. So with that, I will thank you again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.